Now to one of the GOP's negotiators, fresh back from their meeting with President Obama. Here now we welcome House Republican Conference Vice Chair Lynn Jenkins from Kansas. Ms. Jenkins, can you tell us what the president said today in that meeting? Will he accept an increase in the debt ceiling without ending the shutdown, or is he insisting that they go together?
Well, we did have a very useful meeting at the president's office, and he didn't say yes or no, but we all agreed to continue the discussion throughout the evening to see if we could come to some resolution.
And what did he say? Did he insist on anything? Did Mr. Boehner insist on anything? Can you kind of open the black box for us?
Well, we just laid out what our proposal was to the president, which is to do a short-term extension of the debt ceiling for about 5.5, 6 weeks, and appoint budget conferees to work out some of the problems with our finances here in Washington. Talk about tax reform, talk about reforming some of the drivers of our debt, our autopilot mandatory spending programs. Then we're going to ask that we talk about how to reopen the government as soon as possible, and he is considering that offer, and like I said, we'll continue those discussions throughout the evening to see if we can get this government back open.
Congressman Jenkins, if the conferees get together and the framework of this offer that was made today goes through, would those discussions be sort of about long-term deficit reduction, long-term entitlement reform, or would it be more narrowly focused on conferring over a 2014 budget, or both?
Well, both. But our intent is to go big here and to finally, we don't want to miss this opportunity in our nation's history. Everyone knows that this nation is bankrupt. There's not a Kansan at home that would trust Congress with their personal checkbook. We're taking in more money than we've ever taken in the history of this nation. We still run deficits. We're hitting a $17 trillion debt here any day. You just can't continue to operate like this. This ends badly for our economy if we don't demonstrate an ability to get our fiscal house in order. If you recall, the last time we had a debate about raising the debt ceiling, it wasn't that Congress was having a disagreement about it. The outlook on our credit rating was reduced because we didn't demonstrate an ability to get our fiscal house in order. This is a moment that we need to seize to fix the problem.
Now, Congressman Jenkins, one of the things that a lot of market participants have been referring to today is this idea that the way that the markets reacted, the huge upswing, was a vote of confidence in what was happening with the talks. How important is that market vote of confidence? Are you, as a congressional Congress, talking about what's happening with the markets and how they're reacting to these particular talks?
Of course we're taking note, but no one here wants to default on our nation's debt. And so that's why Republicans in the House have suggested, let's just get that off the table. Let's do a short-term extension until we can all get together, get on the same page to demonstrate an ability to go big and do something to fix what's wrong with the fiscal affairs once and for all, and then, but the immediate issue is the continuing resolution.
Right, Ms. Jenkins, there's a long game here and a short game here. The long game is about entitlements and tax reform and all the rest of the great thing. The short game is to get the government open, because we are learning that some people are actually suffering from this, contrary to what was originally promised. So tomorrow's day 11. Some people say we got to go to October 17th. My question to you is, if you have a bunch of conferees, isn't the first single most important idea is to reopen the government?
We're multitasking here, Larry. The conferees on the Budget Committee would be working on a long-term solution. They'd have 5.5, 6 weeks to come to that resolution. Opening the government is a negotiation that will happen tonight and in the hours ahead. And we hope to have it open by Monday morning. I know it's a holiday, but the short-term
negotiations. New information. That is totally new information. That's the first I've heard of that. You think you could get the government open, let's say, by Monday? Is that fair?
That's what we are discussing. And when we left the White House, we all agreed. The president didn't say no. He didn't say yes to our offer. But if we're going to open the government, we need to come to some negotiation on that in relatively short order, because people are hurting. We've got to get this government open, but there are, some things that we have to address in that short-term negotiation. And we're just thankful that the president has finally, for weeks he held on to this notion that there would be no negotiation. We are pleased that he has come off of that and has begun to negotiate so that we can find the common ground.
All right, we're going to leave it there. Many thanks, GOP Vice Chair Lynn Jenkins. We appreciate the new information.